Hi, I'm James and I'm James and I'm Brady. Who are you?
Hey.
Welcome to episode volume 128 of the Nitrocast podcast. Do you have volume 128 in Nintendo Power?
Don't know. I honestly don't know.
I need it for the 40 Winks video. I'm
Yeah.
like slightly out of focus. I'm gonna back that focus up a little bit. What have you been up to, Brady?
I've been working and not working and working with you.
Yeah, with me.
Yeah.
Working 2 jobs. 3 if you count me
Yeah.
as a job, which is not really a job.
Well, no, it's more or less a volunteer thing. I like
It's
to
more of
help
a
out.
creative outlet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It helps me be goofy and zany and wacky.
Yeah, so April was a pretty crazy month for me. March was a pretty crazy month for me, leading up to April. I didn't spend all of April doing the April Fools and then going back in time, then that's not what happened.
Yeah.
So we wanted to wait until after the April Fools thing was out before we did this podcast, so then we could talk about the whole experience instead of like waiting a whole another month to do it, because that would... Glasses are off. Yeah, a lot of work went into it. I think, when did I get the idea to do the Eric Andre show? Do you remember?
Probably around September?
It was like a while ago. It was like half a year ago. Because I had...
July, I think it was. I think it was just when we were...
Coming back from New Jersey?
Coming back or going. Yeah.
So I've had it for like almost a year. I know I didn't have the idea right after last year's April Fools, because after I did last year's April Fools, the following year I just wanted to do the more Drake and Josh funny upload fake TV episodes that turn out to be episodes of Nitrad, but I didn't want to do the same thing again. But we did end up doing the Drake and Josh video. Yeah. But I wanted to do the Eric Andre thing, and that's like an idea I had that I wasn't like... I didn't really commit to it until, I think, February. It was February where I'm like, no, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this. So I think it was I think it was January I committed to that. And it was January, it might have been December I committed to the idea. I don't know. It was a while ago I committed to that idea. Yeah. And when I committed to it, that's when I started asking people if they wanted to be part of it. I think it was in December. Yeah. And I asked a bunch of people. Some people ended up not being in it. I asked like Bubblegum Octopus. I don't know if anyone knows him, but he ended up touring, so he couldn't be interviewed with him. Yeah. Also, I asked Paulson from Trash Tunes, and a lot of people know him from Screw It cartoons. Yeah. He did like that Drake and Josh animation on YouTube that's got like 1 million views. He did that like Zelda okay or whatever, where it's the thumbnail is kind of clickbaity.
Is it the one with
Melon's like pouring milk?
Oh yes,
yeah,
yes,
he made
I've seen that plenty of times.
Yeah, it's funny because it's a clickbaity thumbnail, but that's just like one visual gag throughout his video's got a lot of views. Hasn't done like a whole lot of them, but he was gonna be part of it, but he ended up being too busy to commit to it. But yeah, we ended up with the guests that we did have. Those were the ones that were able to do it, and then I wrote some jokes for it. I don't know if did you give me ideas for jokes for
says she shells, but she says sword.
Did you make that up before time, or did you improv that?
Yeah, no, because you were like, I kind of have like a base of what I'm gonna ask him, and if you have any jokes, I was like, oh, what, like she says she shells, but she says sword.
Yeah. And like it was weird because She Says was actually the only person we interviewed that like you also knew. Everyone else was kind of people that you weren't. I think you talked to Breadsword maybe once. Yeah, there was one time when we were like in our personal like group chat where we were actually chatting. And Breadsword's super cool. I'm probably closer with Breadsword than anybody else that was on there. He's like one of the coolest people. He's so cool.
I loved his takes.
Yeah. He ended up getting sick and couldn't do an actual interview like everyone else. But I still really wanted him to be part of it, so I said, like, can you make a video apologizing you can't come on because you're sick and I'll think of something? And that's when I thought, like, how did I not ask Ant Dude?
Yeah. I know Ant Dude, but, like, we don't interact. He followed me after I think he retweeted my Amiibo collection. Oh, and he was like, I remember that. Box Boy! And I was like, yeah.
Yeah. But I think he tweeted that he had Box Boy, and I think I tagged you in it or something. Mm. But, I don't know how I didn't think to ask him. But after, like, the whole Ant Dude ripoff meme kind of solidified... Yeah. Because every time I upload, like every single time I upload a video about something he's covered in the past, I get so many comments asking if it's a re-upload, and I'm thinking, like, am I really that that similar to this guy? So that's when I acknowledged it in, I think it was one of the Chameleon Twist videos, was it? No, it was Bomberman.
Yeah.
Yeah. I use a lot of Bomberman hero music, and I actually heard him do that first, and I kind of copied that.
Yeah.
Because I was like, what is that soundtrack? And I found out it was Bomberman Hero. And I'm like, that's really, I'm gonna steal that and use that in my videos too. So that actually I did steal from Antude, using Bomberman Hero music all the time. It's a good soundtrack though. Like a lot of he's not the only one to use it.
You do one review on Punky Skunk and you think you're the biggest guy in the world. Like I was like, man.
So since it was kind of last minute, I think it was like the 20th of March. I asked him because it's like we filmed everything I think on the 25th. 24th, 25th?
Yes, around those days.
So I only had like 5 days to edit the whole thing. Which sounds like a lot of time, but it was a lot to edit, especially because I had to do the whole Drake and Josh video as well.
Yeah.
Which was like a traditional Nitro episode, so I had to write and record all that.
Yeah.
But yeah, Antude's segment, I actually wrote that part was wholly scripted, fully scripted. We didn't do a Discord interview like we did for everyone else.
No, I thought as much.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't involved.
Yeah.
It was just like sudden. I was like, oh, there's Antude.
Yeah. Him and Breadsword, you didn't have any much involvement with. But yeah, I just sent him. I wrote a script. I sent it to him. I remember when I wrote the script, he sent me back like, oh, this is like a real script, because I write actual scripts in cell text, because that's what we learn to do in film school. And most people just do it in Microsoft Word. I mean, if I'm writing a Nitrad video, I just do it in Microsoft Word, because it's just narration. But this was something that had actions, and it was like a real film process, so I needed real scripts for this. Yeah, I wrote him a script. I had some room for him to improv some stuff in there, but it was just running on the Antude ripoff bit, and because like I really wanted to include that in there. And even more last second, Kevin drew. Kevin is the artist. He drew that shirt. He drew this shirt. He's an artist for the Yeti, and we're always wearing his shirts. But I'm good friends with Kevin. You know, you're good friends with Kevin. He is the one who drew Antude's profile picture that Antude's been using for a long time, and he redrew it like verbatim, except me. Yeah. And I was like, I need to include this, and it was 2 days before it aired. Yeah. So I like redid the bit where it zooms on my face. I put that graphic in there, and I re-rendered the whole thing.
You sent me the first one, and it was like, yo, can you check this over? And I was like, yes, I get to see the full thing.
Because I sent you the whole thing private, so you could
2 in the morning. I was like, I work at 10. I'll watch it because I was way too excited.
It's long though.
I was so excited. I was so excited to see the finished product, and I was like, this is really good. And then you're like, yeah. Kevin drew this. I'm gonna throw it in and put it in there. I was like, okay, I want to see it.
There was one major error that did make it into the final.
We'll be right back.
No, the Drake and Josh bit in the full version, the levels I applied are wrong, so it looks kind of faded. And I was like, nobody noticed. It's kind of like something most people aren't going to notice, but it's something like, obviously, me as a filmmaker, film student, guy that makes this stuff, it stuck out to me really bad, and I was like, oh. The standalone Drake and Josh episode is fine, it's normal, but it's like, basically, when you render to an MP4 in Magic's Vegas, I know a lot of people think I'm a scrub for using Vegas, but that's just what I like using. Yeah. When you render to an MP4, it ups the contrast slightly, so to counteract that, you have to apply a certain levels preset. It's like RGB to computer RGB or something like that. And when you apply that, it just makes it like a little more faded, so when it renders, it just gets contrast up a little bit and it looks normal. Okay. But I messed that up somehow, and I think I had because I apply that level sync to every track before I render.
2 layers.
But I think I had it applied to every track, but also applied to the clip itself. So it was 2 levels preset, so it was double faded, and then it would contrast up a little bit, and then it just ended up being faded, and it didn't look good. And that was like, when I saw that, I don't know how I didn't catch that when I rewatched it over. I was like, oh no, when that was going live. But like, it's kind of a minor thing, but you know me, I just, I see an error and it's like, I ruined it! Ah!
I think the one error that stuck out with with us, well, for me, was a long time ago when we did the Ketchup Kuwabara, where we didn't actually add lightning.
Oh,
when
yeah.
Alex was the wizard. But, like, it's Granicore, right? So it doesn't need to make sense.
Honestly, I think it's funnier if you just go, ah! Yeah, there's this old video we did. It was based... Was that based on a dream Alex had, I think?
I don't know.
A lot of those old Granicore videos are based on weird dreams Alex had. But, like... Yeah, it was a miscommunication between me and Alex, because Alex was the one who had the whole idea for that video. And when he goes, "Run, my child," I didn't realize Alex wanted me to shoot lightning out of his hands, which would have taken like 2 seconds to do. But the thing aired, and he was like, "Where's the lightning?" I was like, "What lightning? What are you talking about?" He's like, "I told you to put lightning in there."
I love the prior take is Alex in his soldier outfit, and then he gets electrocuted, and then he's just like, "Rah!"
Oh.
And then he's like, "Run, my child." Rah!
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You're right. Yeah. He does electrocute him at first, but I don't know. He wanted me to. I mean, I probably should have been able to figure that out. He presumes doing.
It's still funny. It's like a battle cry, if anything.
Yeah. Ah! Nothing goes. It's like, what are you doing? I thought that was honestly. I think that mistake kind of makes it a little funnier. I think, but
from like a profession standpoint.
From a profession standpoint, I'm like, oh, I probably should have done that. What are other mistakes that have made it into videos? I know, like, sometimes there's, like, black frame errors that have been into a Nitrocast video, and, like, I just leave it that way. Like, when, because I have that green background I use, and sometimes it'll cut to the footage, and for, like, the first frame, it's just black in the background, then it appears, and it's, like, kind of looks like a flash. I know there's at least, like, a handful of videos of mine that have that in there. And I catch it in other people's videos, too. It's not a big deal, but it's like, God, why did I not fix it? It's always going to be like that now. I was rewatching some video that I did, like, last year. I forget which one it was, because someone commented on it, timestamp. Because a lot of people comment with a timestamp and say something about it. Yeah. I don't remember what I said in the video a year ago, so I click the timestamp to see what they're talking about. And, like, when I click there, I just see the black frame error, and that's not what they're talking about, but I see that as well. I'm like, oh, great. This is always going to be like that. Yeah. But, yeah, that was the only big error in the whole Eric Andre special. Let's talk about, so we talked about, like, I asked everyone months ahead of time. I got everyone that I could get on board. Some people ended up dropping out, but everyone we've got. So the way those interviews worked is we wrote out a bunch of jokes. Well, I mostly did, but you suggested a bunch. Like that she says she sells by the store.
And then a few.
And I had a list of questions I want to ask each person. Stuff that was just like crass or like stupid or make them uncomfortable. I know for like H-Bomber guy, I had to do the beaver thing because that was a big thing after his big like live stream. So we just like interviewed them on Discord. I recorded the audio track, and then they just recorded themselves with whatever they had, which is it was a webcam for one guy. It was their actual cameras for most people. I think Breadsword filmed himself on just his iPhone, so it didn't look like super duper great, but it was like passable. Most people had like just filmed themselves with their actual cameras, and that looked real good. So then, like, using that, then we refilmed all of our questions on the set after we built it, and then I cut it together so it would look like a talk show. I forgot what I was gonna say. I laughed at it, and then it just disappeared. My brain's... I got brain rot. I got dragon rot. I'm playing Sekiro lately. Oh, I talked about Sekiro lately. Yeah, I'm almost finished that game. Nice. That's a good-ass game.
I've been interested in getting it.
Really?
Like that... I'm not much, like... very rare am I, like, into, like, the medieval style. Like Bloodborne and Souls. But, like, I like that type of era.
I felt the same way. I was never much into, like, medieval games. But I did end up getting into... I mean, like, the only Dark Souls game I really liked was the first one. 2 and 3 I thought were, like, okay. Bloodborne was, like, I always hated, like, Victorian London settings, so I didn't think I would like Bloodborne that much. Like Assassin's Creed Unity was, like, a Victorian... Assassin's Creed... what's the one out? Syndicate was, like, Victorian London.
Cobble and
smog. Yeah, and I hate that setting. It just doesn't interest me. Like, the whole steampunk setting. Even though it's not, like, literally steampunk, but, like, kind of the setting...
That was where the era and then steampunk kind of collided,
But Bloodborne has... it starts like that, but it has way more, like, Cthulhu-esque influence, like, also in there once you get past that first area. And it's like, okay, so this is, like, a lot more interesting than I initially thought. It's more like gothic horror, not just like you know, London.
Cobble.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, Sekiro feels like the first major step away from that.
Yeah.
Like I see a lot of people are trying to play it like a Souls game. People are complaining.
And then people are having a hard time.
People are having a hard time because you can't level up traditionally. You have to level up by being mini bosses and by being bosses, and you can't like. There's less ways to like cheese stuff. You know, you don't have the bell to ring for Father Grigory to make him go so you get the free hits on him. There's a lot of stuff like that doesn't exist. There is still some stuff you can cheese, but yeah, it's like, it's such a fast-paced game. It's more like a Ninja Gaiden game. And I really don't think it's, like, fair to be like, oh, it's another Blood Souls game. I don't know why people say Soulsborne. Blood Souls sounds way better. Yeah. It's really not. And that's why it's a new IP that's called something different instead of another Dark Souls game. Because, like, there's a couple of things that are still there from, you know, Bloodborne and Dark Souls, like the way checkpoints work. That's it, I think. Like the way checkpoints work, I think that's really it. Like everything else is like combat's totally different.
When you said it's like people are trying to treat it like it's a Bloodborne or a Dark Souls game. Yeah. Immediately, I was like, okay, let's try to convert this into Brady logic. It's like trying to play a Game Boy like it's a PSP.
Yeah.
Like, and oh god, what was the other thing? And you were saying like Blood Souls, it's like genre type of what people are calling it.
Yeah.
Similar to like Metroidvania in its
sense.
Yeah,
exactly.
So, yeah.
And like I would argue, like if you went into Super Metroid trying to play it like Symphony of the Night, you'd be like, "What is this?" And that's why I don't like the term Metroidvania because they share. Maybe like one general
kind of
exactly. They share like one general conventional idea.
Yeah.
But other than that, they're totally different games. You can't play one like they're not the same.
One kid brought up what was it? They were playing Axiom Verge, and they were like, it's like a Metroidvania game, and like they were like getting an eShop card for me at work, and I was like,
it's nothing like Castlevania, but it's a lot like Metroid.
I was like,
and I've come to realize
I don't play Metroid, but like. It's Metroid style, not Castlevania. What's wrong with it?
I've come to realize, I always thought I hated Metroidvanias, but I've come to realize I don't like games like Castlevania.
Yeah.
I don't like the leveling up and the swords and weapons and stuff, but I like Metroid style games. I really like Super Metroid, and I love Axiom Verge, you know.
I like Metroid on the 3DS. Not
Samus Returns?
Yeah, Samus Returns.
That game was really good.
I think it's the only Metroid game I've actually focused on and actually enjoyed playing.
You haven't played the Prime games?
No. Oh. So like that's why I'm hoping. That's why I'm hoping the leak is real because
let's talk about that leak. I want to finish up.
Yeah, no, continue.
Yeah, I was just gonna say like everything in Sekiro is totally different. Yeah. You don't drop your experience to go reclaim it when you die. There's no stamina meter. You can attack and sprint as much as you want. Instead, it has focus on what's called posture. So like if you're blocking and your posture builds up. And I have that too. Like if you keep attacking me, my posture builds up. And the lower your health, the slower you recover posture. So there's kind of a balance between like I can kill a boss by taking out all its health, but really the best way to do it is like maybe take out a third of its health and then hammer away at it and keep doing deflects until I break your posture. That meter gets full and I can do a death blow and then usually bosses you gotta do death blows. But yeah, it's like nothing like Souls. It's just got similar menus and the checkpoints are the same, and that's like literally it. You can jump and grappling hook. There's like elements of platforming. Yeah. It's partially a platforming game, which obviously that's what right up my alley. I love jumping around, getting around. You can swim underwater. It is.
You can't drown. Yeah. You can't drown. That's what you were saying. It's like it's a secret ninja technique.
Oh, shinobi. The shinobi breathing technique.
Yeah, I was just like, oh, water jutsu.
Okay, breathe underwater. Yeah, you learn that partway through the game.
Naruto breathing skill.
Yeah. I'm loving Sekiro. I'm almost done the game. I just beat the DD. Not going to say what that is for spoilers, but people know, you know, the initials DD is the boss. It's like one of the bosses very close to the end. So I'm pretty
64 disc drive?
I know we were talking about the 64 disc drive earlier, but no, I'm pretty close to the end of the game. The only two bosses that gave me like a really hard time were the the guy you fought on the roof, the lightning dude, that guy was so hard to me. And then the corrupted monk. I was tweeting about that. I said, like, corrupted monk can eat a poopy dick out of my ass.
Yeah, usually I see like a tweet like, this guy sucks. And it's just like PS4 share, and I'm like,
yeah.
Like, what are you mad about now?
But yeah, that's a good freaking game. I think I definitely like it more than any of the Souls games. But I mean, it's just more up my alley than Souls are. Like, I don't. One thing I hated about Souls is like, and people like this about Souls, but it's something I don't like about games like that, is you can build your own character. You decide what to put the stats into. You can be like, and people always throw the phrase, "What build are you doing?" which doesn't mean anything to me, because it's like I don't know what to. I'm so indecisive. I'm terrible at deciding how I want to play a game. I would rather a game where the developers have a more narrow vision of how they want you to play this game, which is what Sekiro is. It's a fast-paced hack and slash game. It's nothing else. Okay, I don't feel overwhelmed by like picking and choosing stats. And Bloodborne was kind of like that, but you could still pick and choose stats. But it was
a little more simpler.
Yeah, Bloodborne you couldn't play it as like a mage or a defense. Bloodborne you had to play aggressively. Same with Sekiro. So I know it's a preference thing, but that's my preference. So yeah, I like Sekiro way better than any of the Dark Souls games. But I still think I like Bloodborne better. But yeah, that's Sekiro. Super good game. We were going to talk about those leaks.
Yes, leaks.
We didn't finish talking about the April Fool's thing.
No, because you're talking about Sekiro.
Let's. The next thing we're going to talk about was the set building.
Yes.
Because that was probably... That cost a lot of money to build. It cost like, I think, $250 to build all that. Because I had to buy the flats, I had to pay for the paint. The carpet was surprisingly the least expensive thing.
Yeah, I was with you that day.
Yeah.
That was...
Went to Home Depot.
Yeah.
And the cheapest carpet, it was 12 by 10 feet of carpet, and it was only $30. And remember when we were bringing it home, like, it was like 12 feet long.
It was just awkward. It wasn't hard to carry. It was just awkward.
It wasn't terribly heavy between the two of us, but it was so long and awkward, And like I had it on my shoulder, and you were like way behind me with one. And we were gonna walk all the way home from the store, and we got about halfway before we're like,
"You want to get lunch?"
I want to get lunch. Yeah. So we went to we stopped by a sushi place.
Yeah.
But obviously we couldn't bring that big carpet in the store, so we put it in the bushes by the window, then sat by the window so I could like keep an eye on it.
We get out. Like every like 2 minutes.
Yeah, I would like peek by the curtains. It's still there. Okay, not that anyone would like. I was worried that maybe a garbage guy would see that and like get rid of it. But no, we were good. And we got my dad to swing by with his trailer to bring it home.
Come pick us up. We're halfway through there on the grass.
Yeah. Oh, let's talk about
Break TV.
Break TV.
Yeah, well, it all took place in the same area, right?
Yeah,
a different time. But.
So we're in the. That was the same day we filmed all the Eric Andre bits. Yeah, on the set after we built it. Alex and I actually built the set. Alex is the first person to show up, and him and I
surprising.
Yeah, Alex is usually the last one to show up.
Yeah.
No, Robbie was the first one to show up.
Yeah,
but he was like, "Oh, I didn't print off all of the things we needed."
Gotta go back.
So he just went back home to do that. Then Alex showed up, and we started building a set together. We got the carpet out. We put up the flats and the curtains. Brady's Bombermans we filmed before any of that, and that was a really good experience because the curtains we realized we didn't know what we were doing yet. You can see like the siding of the house through the curtains in that segment, and also they were like flapping around in the wind. I was thinking of having like one curtain rod, another curtain rod, but it looked really bad, and it was like a nightmare setting those up. So I'm really glad we did that. So I knew what to do when I built the final actual set. I had black tarp taped to the house behind the curtains, so you couldn't see the texture of the house. It was just black behind there. What was I gonna say?
The set.
The set. Yeah, we're done talking about Break TV. Yeah, I really wanted to do like at least one public skit. Yeah. And the original plan was to just get a random actual stranger to help me bring that TV back. But I realized, firstly, we only have the one camera, so we're not going to be able to get
no microphone.
We don't have a lav mic or anything. That's why the audio I'm pretty close to the camera. I say you're on Break TV. It's still you can still barely hear it. That's actually why I put like the word Break TV, which I thought made it way funnier. So that was a good call. That sound effect was in Bomb Chew Bowling from Ocarina of Time when you score. That's what that sound is.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
But yeah, it was Nick, our friend Nick, was the guy, the stranger. We just censored his face to make it look like he was a stranger.
You got to make it as accurate as possible. Blurred out license plates, you know.
Well, I mean, we obviously don't want to show people's license plates, so definitely we those out too. But it also added to like the authenticity of it. Yeah, we just dressed Nick up like a businessman. Yeah. We gave him a briefcase and
then we just went to town on that box. TV, as soon as we were just finished filming our bit there, we were gonna get the final take, and it was Nick backing up over the TV box, and as I'm getting up, I see this car speeding right on up to us, and like he stops right at my knee, and I can feel it just like ooh. And
real close.
Out comes the security cop. He's like, not appropriate, fellas.
Yeah, you're not appropriate, boys, or something like that.
And I was like, okay, like I was like, okay.
Yeah, like we got in trouble. We didn't like trouble. I just said, okay, we'll leave, and then he was like, okay, and that was the end of it. Yeah. So we went to a completely different mall and filmed the rest in a different parking lot. Yeah. Nick thought the guy followed us there, but it was
well, that was the thing. When we were driving, I was like, he says it wasn't appropriate of us to do that, but he's the guy down over there in that parking lot taking up 4 spaces.
Oh yeah,
4 spaces.
I forgot about that.
Diagonal in those 4 spaces, writing a report on, oh, these hooligans were doing this, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, we just saw him, like, aggressively writing something on a clipboard, taking up 4 spaces, like, in the parking lot.
And
like,
then, when we went to turn down onto the highway to go to another mall, I seen a cop car. Yeah. We seen a cop car, and we're like, oh, what the hell? Yeah. Because there's a police station just past there, right? And so we went to the mall, and then when we were pulling in to the other end, we seen this cop car go the other way, and I was like, oh shit, they followed us.
Nick and Alex thought that, because Nick and Alex drove separately, because we had the 2 cars, because there was like too many of us to all fit in one car, so Nick and Alex thought that they just followed us there, but no, they didn't. That's not what happened.
There was actually an issue going on at the mall.
There was something at the mall.
There was actual cops there.
Yeah, I don't know what that was about.
It was weird.
There was no alarm, so it wasn't anything like crazy. But
probably just a public disturbance.
Maybe someone got hurt or something, and I don't know, or they could have been just shoplifter, or like someone like, hey, can you answer me some questions about this thing that happened a while ago? Yeah. I know that happens sometimes. Like I ever tell you about the shoplifter I dealt with at Shoppers when I used to work there that would get his kid.
Yes, I remember that.
That guy was a piece of shit. He threatened to punch me in the face when he's like, hey, just look in my pockets. You have nothing. And he stole like a shit ton of perfume that was in there. So I just I did what he asked. I looked, and he goes, and he almost punched me in the face. And I was like, I just left because I got bad anxiety with that. Like, no, I'm not dealing with this. And months and months later, I found out that my 2 managers were going to court to testify against the guy, and one of my managers told me when he was in court to testify against the shoplifter guy, there was just rows and rows of people that he shoplifted from. The guy was stealing cars from people.
Oh my
That guy's in prison now, so
yeah. I hope you enjoy prison food, bitch.
That's what you get for threatening to punch Nitro Rad.
Yeah, no. You mess with Captain Amiibo, you're gonna get a fucking Captain Punch in your goddamn head.
Get a Falcon Punch.
Yeah, well, it's not Falcon, it's Amiibo Punch.
Amiibo Punch.
Amiibo Ultra.
Well, if you channel the powers of any of your Amiibos, you can channel the Captain Falcon's energy.
Yo, I just tap into the energy.
Yeah.
I just tap in Mega Man, my arm turns into a Mega Man. Yeah,
or like tap it on your knee and do a Falcon knee.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Tap into the Wii Fit and I'll get fit.
Yeah, but yeah, one thing that I was really unsatisfied with was the lighting. As the sun went down, the lighting got shittier and shittier and more orange and like bad. And like that, when it zooms in on my face for Antu's part, you can see like my complexion just looks really terrible because the lighting is just bad.
We only had that one day to really film that because everyone could only get together for that, right?
Well, I mean, like, we might have been able to do it the next day, too, maybe, but it was supposed to snow the next day.
Yeah.
It didn't. It was beautiful the next day, so but whatever. But we, then we destroyed the set last. So that set, I got a lot of comments asking, more of this stuff, please.
No.
No, we're not doing more of that. It was like, it's like
money.
a one and done thing.
Yeah.
It costs a lot of money to put that together. And also, it's not a special thing if I do it more than once.
Yeah.
Like, that was a one-time big thing. Next year, the April Fools will be... I might maybe try and do something big, but it'll be something totally different. I don't want to do the same thing.
Like if you were to have something more frequent, it would make it less special, and it wouldn't bring the same kind of reaction. Kind of like having me on the show, because I see comments every now and then.
Every time
like,
you're...
more Brady, more Brady!
Yeah.
And then there was this one guy in the comment section being like, oh man, I hope there's more of this fucking black guy.
Oh my
and I was like, yeah, that fucking black guy.
Yeah, fucking black guy. I still get comments calling you Black JonTron.
Yeah, you know. Until I like shave my face and stop wearing a hat, it's not gonna. But I'm not shaving my face unless I want to, right?
Yeah, I think your current Twitter profile picture with the shades, no hat, I think that's a good look.
Yeah.
You got to differentiate, because you tell me that, like, it's fun to do that, but you kind of want your own identity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like these hats are like, I like them, right?
Yeah.
They're my style, but like it's
you do look like JonTron.
I have like kind of like the pudgy bearded face, right?
Yeah.
But I think it's like in my eyes too.
You do have similar eyes.
Know. But like this is.
Yeah, there you go. That's Brady.
This is me now. This is me now. I'm tired, and I'm like.
You don't want to turn into me and be hammered with comments saying that you're an anti-ripoff. Yeah, that's the thing.
JonTron ripoff. JonTron ripoff.
This guy like JonTron.
Yeah. It's better to have an identity of your own. Be more original. I find. Because then you offer something that people.
That's why I didn't want to be a Nitro Rad ripoff. That's why I stopped being Nitro Brady.
You renewed your Twitter brand as Captain Amiibo finally.
Yeah, there was a.
Not to interrupt. But I was just gonna quickly say because you just needed a username, so just type that in. That was never something that like you were.
Yeah, I was like, Captain Amiibo, that's fitting for me. Yeah. It's something I love. It's something that's not going anywhere.
And you've also got a control of the Nitro Brady handle as well. That just redirects to
someone actually held it for me until like I realized I was like, I should have probably got a hold of that, and they were like, I was just holding on to it until.
That was really nice. That someone did that, and it wasn't somebody that was like stealing it.
You want to pay me $100 for it?
It's like the person on someone like has like the Twitter handle Pac-Man, and it's like a teacher. Yeah, he just has like the Twitter handle Pac-Man, and
my God.
I'm like, I wonder if like Namco, like their Pac-Man page actually like try to approach them.
Like the thing is, there were people that would do that like way back in the early days of the internet. Like people would like register like MichaelJackson.com. So it's like, we need that website. Yeah, how much you want to pay me for it? You know, people would just make money that way.
But way back when I used to watch YouTube, I know there was a place called like Berniesville, and there was a guy in Rooster Teeth. I think he's actually like a head guy.
I know
Bernie Burns.
I know Bernie Burns. Yeah.
Bernie Burns.
Yeah, Bernie Burns. yeah. That's not the voice. But there was that, and he had like Bernie, Pennsylvania or something, and then like Bernie, Pennsylvania, like they're like I think mayor or whatever like messaged them. It's like, yo, can we have that the website link? And they were like, only if you make a statue of me holding a platypus and a beer. Like he's like.
And obviously, like that's not gonna happen.
No, it's not gonna happen. But
it's just funny.
It's funny they have those.
It's funny to be unruly when people like message you. Recently, I got an email for some paid promotion for an app or something. My channel description, right before it says my email, it says, I am not interested in paid promotions or advertising. Yeah. And people don't read that shit. So I get emails about it anyway. Yeah. So there's this one thing like, hey, I'm really interested in you advertising on your channel. And I just said, I am not interested. Like all stretched out in all caps. And they sent me back like really pissed off. Yeah, okay, you couldn't even bother to respond normally. Okay, you couldn't even bother to read my fucking description. I'm not interested in advertising. Stop emailing me. I get so many fucking emails trying to get me to shill their fucking casino apps to kids. I'm not fucking doing that.
Gambling's bad.
I make enough money on Patreon and on AdSense. I don't need to put advertisements in my videos. And I hate the idea of putting advertisements in my videos.
Because it ages.
It ages. Yeah, it gives it a shelf life.
Yeah.
And I understand some people do it because they need the money.
Yeah.
Okay, but I don't. So I don't want to stamp something. Like, my videos are supposed to be the video. It's nothing else. I don't want anything to like interrupt that, you know.
That was another thing. Kind of put it in like a shelf life. When we did the April Fools, I forgot that you did alternate takes, being like, yeah. And for you people live, you get to watch Drake and Josh, and then like I watched the separate Eric Andre stuff, and I was
and
like,
I don't say that.
I was like, oh,
yeah.
And
I thought to do that because I knew that I was gonna have those different versions. Yeah.
I also noticed there were like some alternate things in the end credits, like with some of the outtakes. I was like,
oh, okay. I wanted to change the outtakes. I wanted to leave the funnier outtakes for the full version.
Yeah.
That was one thing. It was the first time I ever have the Patreon in the credits, because that's another thing. Like, a lot of people credit their patrons at the end of their videos, but I feel like I really should do that, but I don't, because I feel like it kind of like, again, it's like stamping a shelf life on your video. There's suddenly this big chunk at the end of the video where in 2 years it's like, none of this matters, I guess. I know that sounds selfish, but I mean... And since I do that, and I'm an idiot, I wanted to have a video where I do think, because I actually would not have been able to afford that set or all the music without the patrons. So that was like, okay, this is the time I'm actually going to thank all these people. I had the credits list. And it was also a perfect opportunity to show some outtakes. Yeah. And I really wanted to show the raw Discord interviews so people could like have that moment where like, oh, that's how they did it. Yeah. And also, I had them show that that Alex wasn't actually naked. Yeah, and he was in his walker shorts, and it was just edited to look like that. I just what I did is I took a screenshot and I just like clone stamped his skin to make like a skin texture. Yeah. And then I just tracked that over his pants, and then I took a PNG of a dildo off of Google Images, and I just like color toned it to make it his same skin tone. Tracked that over the syringe, and then I just censored it. Yeah. Same with Zach at the beginning when I tackled the drummer. The drummer was also Nick. That was the drummer was the same guy who had this Facebook and Break TV. Yeah. Nobody seemed to notice that. I felt like I could notice, but maybe it's because I just we know him.
Yeah, a lot of people were like, "Oh, Post Malone." I was like,
I got so many comments saying it was Post Malone. I told Nick that, and he just said, "Oh, that's the story of my fucking life." Apparently, he gets that. A lot.
That's his Black Jontron.
Yeah, that's his Black Jontron. Hey, it looks like Post Malone. I get a lot of people telling me that I look like literally anybody that has their hair parted.
You look like Rayman.
Yeah, well, like Rayman, the obvious one because I wear the Rayman hoodie, but also like one of the people from like NSYNC has their hair parted. Like, you look exactly like this guy from this 90s TV show. And they link me someone that looks nothing like me but just has their hair parted. So for me, it's kind of like a big, broad thing. I never really see the same name twice, except James Hetfield. A lot of people tell me I look like James Hetfield. I actually do have a similar-ish face to James Hetfield when he was younger. So I see that one. But everything else, I don't look... I have the same hair somebody does. I don't look exactly like me. Tackling Nick on the drum set was something I thought was going to hurt. Yeah. We did 2 takes. The first take, I hesitated. We had like a bunch of pillows and stuff behind. And Zach being naked behind the curtains was actually Zach's idea. Yeah. Again, he was just in his underwear, and I just made it look like he was naked. And like him peeking out behind the curtains, he just did that. And I was like, do it again, I'll film it, because it's really, really funny.
Yeah, he's really good at doing that stuff, like just like that kind of personality.
Zach is hilarious. But yeah, we thought it'd be funny if like I tackle him, the curtain falls down, and behind it's just Zach's naked. He's not on the trumpet anymore. He's just naked, and he's just beating us up.
And then he goes back to
just absolute like ridiculous, nonsensical pandemonium like you'd expect from the Eric Andre. I try to channel that as much as I can. I got one comment from this poor young girl who is really like disgusted by the joke where you're like rolling the dice, and she's like, "That was not funny at all. It's just gross. Please don't do anything." I was like, "Well, it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be offensive and gross." And I guess people don't expect that from me because my show, like
it's very
pretty. But
this is like in the style of the Eric Andre, right?
This is. Yeah, a lot of people have not seen me that unfiltered. Yeah. Which is funny, because I've been pretty unfiltered on Garanicor. Yeah. Well, no one watches Garanicor. Yeah. Like, I'm like farting.
There's like maybe like a maybe 20%, not even 20, I'd say 15% of people from Nitrorad that...
Probably like 5%, honestly. Like, Granicor's got, what, like 11,000 subscribers? Yeah. Nitrorad is like 170,000 almost now. Like, like barely anybody. That Quest 64 lawnmower video was actually an old video from Granicor. That's why my hair was so short.
Yeah, that was probably one of Even my favorites.
That is like probably my favorite thing we've ever filmed.
Yeah.
And I really wanted more people to see that, so I like threw that in as one of the skits. I got the burps now.
It's all good.
The Majora's Mask bit was filmed for the Eric Andre thing, and I did upload it to Granicore after.
Yeah.
I uploaded Break TV to Granicore as well.
Yeah, I've seen that.
That was just a good standalone upload if anyone wanted to see that. But yeah, we were just sitting and I was like, we should just do a skit. We just need one more skit for the Aircon. What do we do? And we just like thought, what if Majora's Mask turns into Sprite and your dick's Sprite? It was like nothing. This bullshit came out of our mouth.
Some Granicore bullshit.
Yeah, and we just kind of slapped that together. It ended up being really funny. I got into Brock Rock to do that 3D model.
Yeah, that was really
the
good.
Sprite bottle. Yeah. He's got like the Sprite. That was a lot of fun to do. That was super funny. Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah.
Is that about it? Oh yeah, I just want to say like the for the credits, I originally wanted to do kind of like a sappy credits. It's like, oh thank you, without this you couldn't. And I had the Pikmin 2 credits theme where it's like kind of like the somber kind of like strings.
I definitely feel the Sonic Adventure style.
I was like, you know what? Fuck, this is April Fool's. This is crazy. This is wacky. This is fun. I need a fun credit. So I was like Sonic Adventure credits. So I just had the same style with the music from. Yeah, that song is actually a rearrangement of Sonic's theme for Sonic Adventure 2 that was on like a CD that they put out at some point in like 2005, I think. And that arrangement is really good. It's just like the same vocals but updated like guitars and drums, and man, it's a really good song. So that's what I decided to use. Speaking of music, talk about all the music I commissioned for this thing. Like the problem with the Eric Andre show doing a parody of that is all of the music in that show is heavily copyrighted. The intro theme, like the jazz and the We'll Be Right Back, even that's copyrighted. You upload that, boom, copyright claim. Even if it's like stretched or whatever, like my typical kind of methods. And I'm like, well, I need original covers of this stuff. So the guy that did the what? Okay, the guy that did the opening jazz theme, it's one of the musicians that worked on Horror Veil. Yeah. So I tweeted, like, anyone knows people that can do jazz music. Dustin, the developer of Horror Veil, put me in contact with that guy. Yeah. And we were going through, we talked in Discord, he did a voice call. Kind of figuring out what I want for it, and he mentioned that he does like a lot of N64 sound font stuff. So I'm like, okay, what if it sounds like Bob on Battlefield, like that trumpet from Mario 64? So that's like the lead instrument. But he also had like the organ of Glover and stuff in there. You can even hear Glover go wee at some point. Yeah. And when I heard that, I'm like, oh, we should have more sounds. So we put the Gah in there, some Pikmin sounds. The Pikmin throw sound was just him, but I wanted the Pikmin death sound for when I fall in the chair on the last note. I made sure to get that in there. We tried a bunch of stuff. Like I originally wanted every bum 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 to be like a completely different instrument. Yeah, I told you about this. At one point, it was the steel drum from Mario World. Yeah, and that sounded really good in my head, but when I heard it, he was like, I don't know if this is going to work. I listened to it, and it just sounded really bad, because the steel drum is like a one quick note, while the trumpet samples are kind of longer, and it just didn't flow. It sounded empty, just didn't sound right at all. But yeah, we tried a bunch of stuff until we got what we got, and I was really happy with it, especially after... I added the screaming and all the crashing sound effects. Yeah. I wasn't... Yeah, what were you going to say?
No, continue.
Okay, I was just going to say, like, when we destroyed the set, it was getting kind of late, so I didn't want to scream because I didn't want my neighbors to call the police. So I did all the screaming in post. I'm actually going to be uploading a extended behind the scenes video for the Patreon once I'm done the 40 Winks video. So like later this month, you will see me screaming in my room, and I cried like when I was doing the acts. I'm like, argh! I was like kind of mimicking the actions, trying to get like the proper timing of the vocals and stuff. And when I added all that in, and plus the horrible crashing sound effects. It all just came together so well, and that intro where I destroy the set just turned out awesome, I think. Yeah.
I still love the zoom in on your face when you're peeking out.
Yeah, because when I broke the desk with a sledgehammer, I saw like it looks just like the hole from The Shining. So I went, "Here's Johnny," but that ended up being too long, so I cut out the "Here's Johnny" part. I just put the zoom in on my face, so I just looked like
I think that's what made it even better. Just the Quick zoom.
I got a lot of comments saying I had some people screenshot send that to me on Twitter. Man, that thing was like received overwhelmingly well. I've actually, no exaggeration, I've never had so freaking many positive comments in such a small time frame.
Yeah.
Because it's funny because I was trying to hype this thing up because I was working really hard on it. It took us a month and a half to make this thing. And I got a lot of comments. I kept seeing that same one over and over. It's gonna be nothing.
Yeah. Why do you think it's gonna be nothing?
Because a lot of people like do fake shit for
what's
April
the point?
Fools.
What's the point of doing that? It's effortless and stupid.
A lot of people don't. Like H-Bomber Guy's even done that. Yeah. Donkey's done that. And like I figured by now people would kind of figure out that I try to do something big and fun for April Fools. Like especially last year after we did Corey in the House and Drake and Josh. Yeah. But this year I wanted to go even bigger and better, and like all those people that said it was gonna be nothing, blown out of the fucking stratosphere.
Yeah. So. I liked your post though. It's like this is everyone who thinks
this video is dedicated to everyone who didn't believe in me. Yeah, it's the clown meme. Yeah. It's like this is how y'all I don't know MFs look, whatever it says. But I just said like a speech bubble saying that April Fool's Day will be nothing. Yeah.
Yeah, there was one dude who was actually kind of catching on, and you're like, oh, this guy's catching on.
Oh yeah.
And I was just like, oh.
2 comments, about the thumbnail where it's just me looking upwards with the curtains in the background. One guy said, "I'm getting Eric Andre vibes from this." I sent that to you immediately. I'm like, this guy's catching on. And then I had one other comment on Twitter. Jokingly suggest that I was going to do an Eric Andre parody. There's only 2 people that were kind of on the right track.
Yeah.
But nobody saw that thing coming. And there's a lot of confused people that have never seen Eric Andre, don't know what that is, and the people are like, I don't know what I'm watching, but even those people still said, I don't know what I'm watching, but I'm still laughing my ass off at it. This.
I was bummed out because I couldn't see it live because Shitway. I had to work at Shitway.
Breadsword had to work too, we couldn't see it.
I was kind of like going in and out of the crappy Wi-Fi. I could see like the reaction of like the live chat, but the video wasn't loading.
Yeah.
So I was okay with that because I already watched it, and then I just started seeing people going, "She says, oh my god, she says."
When She Says appeared on screen and it clicked with people. Oh, I'm actually getting real guests for this. People started like just going nuts. I actually watched it live in a call with Michael and some other people, and I got H-Bomber Guy in the call. I wanted to get everybody who was part of it in the call, but H-Bomber Guy was the only person that was like available. As She Says, he was like, "Oh, I'm going to be in the shower soon."
I'm going to be in the shower
He told me he's about to take a shower, but he'll pop into the chat.
I can't. I'm on the bus.
Yeah, I saw some pretty
other YouTubers.
Some other YouTubers in the chat. I saw Scott the Waz in there. I saw Relaxalax in there. I was like surprised. I saw Snowman Gaming. It's like all these people that are like cool as shit are like watching at least a little bit of this, and that's wild. I'm guessing it's because like I had so many people involved. So
so connections.
Private word of mouth between like friends and stuff. I mean, like these are all people that I know and I know them, but I didn't expect them to like kind of stop by and watch it. And that was amazing to see. And I got some donations during it too. I didn't know you could. I got like $100 total donations by the end of it. I didn't know you could donate during premieres. Thought that was only for live streams. But man, that thing was amazing. That thing was, it was totally worth the effort.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm gonna make back the money I spent on it, but whatever. It doesn't matter. I wanted to do it because I wanted to do it, and that's it.
Yeah.
That said, don't expect something that big next year because I'm definitely not going to be able to top that.
As a poet, Masahiro Sakurai says, "Don't ask me for anything ever again."
I do have an idea of what I want to do next year. I think I told you about it. It wouldn't be a big, crazy thing, but it would be something people would be like, "Oh, hell yeah." I think that would be cool. But if I think of something different, then I'll probably...
We're going to start in the summertime, maybe? Please?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We're going to start quite a bit earlier. I had an idea that I don't want to do this, but I had an idea, like, what if I just did, like, a half-hour horror film and just premiered that on April 1st? It is, like...
Like an actual,
like a just terrifying, spooky movie. I have this idea for a horror film that I've had for a little bit, where, like, this idea that everyone you've ever watched die on your TV is dead in the world of your TV. So if you went in your TV, you would just see all the dead bodies of everyone you've ever watched die, whether it was in a video game or in a movie. And I thought that's just like a really Twilight Zone.
So just like idea. You're playing a video game, dies. You're watching a TV show, dies.
If you're watching like The Departed and you watch a character get shot, or you're playing like a Metal Gear and you kill a guy, every single person that ever died,
corpse pile up,
and if you ever went into a TV into your TV, you would just see the piles of celebrity corpses and character models that have everyone. Yeah, and I just thought that's a really gross, uncomfortable idea that I think could make a good horror movie. I don't know how it would turn that into a
Killer Vision,
but it's I just thought the line, "I dreamt of a world inside the TV," and that's all. That's I don't know.
Persona.
No. Yeah, Persona 4. They go in. It's just this stuff.
Ah man, someone got to clean up these bodies.
Yeah, oops. But that was just an idea I had like a couple of weeks ago. I don't know how. That might be something I turn into like a horror movie eventually if I ever want to. I don't know like how I would do that, but it's a good concept I think to start with. Nobody steal that. I'll beat you up and put you in my TV.
You'll be the first.
Yeah. Oh, and then what if you filmed someone dying and then played it on your TV?
Oh.
And then you could try, and so they tried to bring someone back that way to life.
That's
Yeah,
fucked.
I don't know. I'm getting more ideas for this.
You keep brainstorming.
And I mean, what if you film someone dying, you film like you died in Granicore videos?
Yeah.
So that'd be scary if I went into the world and I saw you dead everywhere. Oh, imagine that. That's uncomfortable.
I don't like that. I don't like that idea of me crawling out, just being like, "Yo, you Brady, come on."
Yeah,
we're dead now.
Like if the video was like the movie was like about video filmmakers.
Yeah.
And he has a friend that always plays a villain who dies in all of his movies, and then he just sees his friend dead and that.
Hit me up.
Yeah, that would. I'm getting more ideas. But yeah, that'll be something I sleep on and think about like next couple of years maybe.
Yeah, just
I wrote it down somewhere.
Just sleep. Maybe get 40 winks.
40 winks. I'm doing an episode on 40 winks right now.
Yeah.
It's gonna be like way more heavy on like history and like documentary-ish kind of episode than like most Nitro Ride videos. Because there's a lot of history for that game.
Yeah.
And I tracked down, I dug out a bunch of my Nintendo Power magazines. I found a PDF of the Nintendo official UK magazine that has like the review for it. And yeah, that's going to be an awesome episode. It's going to be a ton of fun. That game, I beat that game yesterday.
Yeah.
And I wrote the whole script yesterday. I'm going to be proofreading it like probably tonight and maybe record it tomorrow. But that game was okay. There's a lot I liked about the game, but there's a lot I didn't like about it.
Yeah.
But I think the things I like about it are noteworthy and could be applied to other games.
Yeah.
There's a thing where I talk about Donkey Kong 64. I'm like, if I think a Donkey Kong 64 did it this way, that game would be way better. So that was interesting to think about. But yeah.
I want a Shovel Knight 64 game.
I want a Shovel Knight 64.
I really just want a Shovel Knight 64.
I hope if they do another Shovel Knight, they do Super Shovel Knight.
Yeah,
like
and then it goes up from that, and then,
And Shovel Knight 64, low poly platformer, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
I wonder if they would be able to do low poly. Well, it's not going to be like back then where they did the jump to 3D.
Stage builder. Yeah. Build your own stage. Dig up the world and create it in your own vision. Like, man.
It's like, they do like a Shovel Knight Minecraft thing. You got a shovel, you're digging, and builds, I don't know, Dragon Quest Builders did something like that. There's no Dragon.
Shovel Knight World Builders. Yeah. You
see the Dragon Quest movie trailer?
I seen a thumbnail for it. I didn't watch it. I was just like, what is this?
The animation looks really freaking good. Like, it looks great. I don't know anything about Dragon Quest, but that looks great, man.
I played Shovel Knight. I played Dragon Quest Builders. It's the only Dragon Quest game I've played so far.
That's I would think we talked about this before because I mentioned that's how she says got into Dragon Quest. After played that,
and it interests me. I'm like, okay, this is kind of cool. Yeah. I'm gonna get Dragon Quest Builders 2, and then I'll get a Dragon Quest game.
Oh, you know what? I forgot to mention when we were talking about the music. Yeah. I didn't talk about the other two guys.
Right. Yeah. No, I was thinking about that.
There's an artist that does like I found him because he did like a lot of Sonic Forces remixes and Sonic Mania remixes. Lil Boulder. I got him to do the "We'll Be Right Back" music, and for the Drake and Josh theme, I got Hot Dad, which I got a lot of comments being like. It's funny that I got Hot Dad because I was talking about Hot Dad in the Hypnospace video.
Well, the thing about Hot Dad is, when you said, "Do you know him?" I was like, I've heard of him, and then I went, no, he did a song on like this hedgehog pick is really cool and stuff.
Yeah, I really like his image.
Yeah, that one I remembered, and I was
that's
like, I do know him.
That's his most viewed video. Yeah. And I think he used the same vocal synthesizer for that song I did in the Drake and Josh video. But man, every time he would send me a work in progress, I would be like, this sounds really good.
It is. It's really
he did an amazing job on that. But yeah, I really wanted a new cover this year because I wanted to update the intro. I wanted to fashion after the... Oh, you're looking up
Lil Boulder. That's... Yeah, I know Lil Boulder too.
I hate that he calls himself Lil B because Lil B's a different song guy, and it's like you can't call yourself Lil B. That's already taken, and it confuses me.
Yeah. But yeah, like I do know Lil Boulder, and I do know Hot Dad.
Yeah.
I just need to remind myself of.
But yeah, I wanted an updated version of the intro, and we refilmed a lot of it. Yeah. I left, I think, maybe 1 or 2 clips the same. But we refilmed the us clacking the stuff.
Yeah.
You picking me up and you falling down. We filmed a lot of that stuff. And then I took some more recent Garanticore clips. Yeah. And that was, I took a lot of those clips from that lawnmower video. So when that was in the Eric Andre show, people just kind of thought that but that was just kind of a coincidence. I'm like, oh yeah, I used that. Because I decided to put that lawnmower video in way after I had the Drake and Josh video intro done.
I laughed when you uploaded it separately. Someone was like, no Drake and Josh intro? And it was like, what? They're 1 second into the video. I was like, can you like be a little more patient, please?
When people comment when they're nowhere in the video, it's like, can you not wait until you're done the video?
If it's not a premiere or a live stream, don't treat it like a live chat.
Yeah, like when people like leave 10 comments as they watch the video, it's like, this isn't SoundCloud.
No.
But like, man, I had this comment. Because it starts with the Malcolm in the Middle intro, and then we run the bit, and then it turns out, oh no, it is Drake and Josh. April Fools, it's Drake and Josh. And I had one comment be like, no Drake and Josh intro this time, this sucks. It's like, there is one! Did you have to wait 1 fucking minute? Come on, man! How
missed out on the
impatient
best goddamn comparison of a Drake and Josh intro. That was really good. I loved it.
Yeah, man. And then Fingers did the intro last year, so I thought it was only fitting if we had him do the closing act where he did his fantastic live performance and then ended with him bending his fingers back, which...
I showed my grandmother that clip of him going... and she screamed bloody murder. I was like, it's fine. He's able to do that. That's
it's funny because the crack was actually just like... air popping. And that he did like 3 takes of it, and the air pop sound was only in the first take because you do that and it popped it and didn't have to do it again. So I used the second take because I thought it was the best take. But then I took the air pop sound and still put it there, so you still heard that crack. Yeah, when I showed Bread Sword the video early, he said he reacted the same way to that we did.
Yeah.
Like, man, that is such... Because he's double jointed, so he can bend his fingers all the way back, and it's like, it's so freaky, man. It's like, why can you do this?
When you... What was it that you did the Bread Sword's audio? You added vibrato,
I added vibrato, and he sounded like Christopher Walken. This wasn't uploaded or anything.
I loved it.
Yeah.
And that's rad.
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately, I'm really sick. I can't do it.
Yeah, man. You can't just sound like a vibrato. That's how they did the Zora Link sounds.
Yeah, and Deku Link.
Link. They just put a lot of vibrato on
and then they just used Goron for Goron Link.
Yeah, Goron Link, they just pitched it down. Yeah. But it's interesting how like they didn't record new sounds for Majora's Mask. They just edited the old ones.
Yeah, they used Adult Link for Zora Link with vibrato.
Yeah, and then
that was really good.
Young Link's vibrato.
Yeah, and then Adult Link for just
Fierce Dating. Yeah.
I love Majora's Mask.
Yeah, that's pretty much all we did for April Fools. Big log process, a lot to talk about. So I guess we're just about ready to wrap up this podcast.
I haven't played much. I pre-ordered a bunch of stuff.
I was just gonna say, like, what have you been playing lately?
Yeah, like what was the last game I picked up? Well, me and my friends we were playing Super Hot. That's about it.
Oh, you got Super Hot VR finally. Yeah.
I'm still badass at it. Yeah. I'm a bit rusty, but like.
I mean, you used to play a lot at my house.
I'll get better. Yeah. I pre-ordered a bunch of games. Me and Kevin were actually talking about the Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled.
Yeah.
And how there's an exclusive bundle for the PS4, and I'm like, I'm gonna have to buy that game twice because I want to play it on the go. on Switch,
oh,
and I was like, I'll just get it for PS4 now, and then when there's like a kind of like a price drop or previously played, I'll just get it then. My manager actually, since my manager at my other work knows I'm into like Nintendo, right? Immediately pre-ordered me the special edition for Fire Emblem, and I was like,
It's because those things go.
I was like, I'm not that into Fire Emblem, and I bought Fire Emblem Warriors Special Edition, so I think that might have like kind of sparked something for her. But I was like, that's really nice of her, and I'm like, I'll probably still get it. I'll buy it. Like, of course I'm gonna buy it, but like,
I find I at least somewhat care about most Nintendo IPs.
Yeah.
I do not care about Fire Emblem.
Yeah.
So like that just makes me think like, what Nintendo IPs do you not care about at all? Because even the
I
ones
don't care about.
Because I was just gonna say first, like even the ones I don't care that much about, like I don't really care much about Splatoon.
Yeah.
I played Splatoon before and I did like it, so it's not that I have zero interest in Splatoon. But Fire Emblem is like the one I actually have no interest in.
Mario, Kirby. I'm getting into Metroid, so like.
You don't care about Mario and Kirby?
No, like these are ones I like.
I'm saying which ones do you not care about?
Well, I'm by
like what are
choosing all
what are the
ones
Nintendo games you'll probably never play because you just don't care about them?
I don't know. I've tried forcing myself into Fire Emblem, and like. Hopefully I'm gonna get to it, but it's one I've never really paid attention to. I
just hate Tactics games.
That's why I stayed away from Final Fantasy Tactics.
Yeah.
What other IPs are there? I love Star Fox, so no. I think it's basically just Fire Emblem.
Because like for me, I'm not really into Star Fox. I don't really care for the Star Fox games, but I've played them and I thought they were like kind of okay. Like I don't have zero.
If I have like secondary like likings for like IPs,
yeah,
it goes to like Splatoon. What is it? Star Fox. Splatoon 2. Splatoon, Star Fox, ARMS.
Splatoon and Splatoon 2 are separate IPs.
Yeah,
see, ARMS is like, I played it once, I got the gist of it, but I didn't have zero interest in it. Yeah.
ARMS, I hope there's going to be like something in the future, because like, I felt when it kind of was around the time when Splatoon 2 was coming out, it killed any kind of like hype it had. So, those three, and then... Yeah, it's like those secondary ones. I really like F-Zero. It's one of
which ones have you played?
I've played GX and I've played this Super Nintendo, like the original F-Zero.
GX was like the last console one, and like that is such a good freaking game.
Yeah.
I'm not big into F-Zero, but Robbie, it's like his favorite series. I've played them all at his house at least once each, and it's like these are badass games.
And you can get F-Zero X on the 64 for a rather cheap price.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like Loogie Games, you could get that for a decent price.
Did you know F-Zero on Super Nintendo was a launch title?
Really?
Yeah, came out with the Super Nintendo. I think at least.
I think
because it was made to show off Mode 7.
Yes. Yeah. It was like in the bundle boxes.
But it's weird to think that F-Zero predates Mario Kart. Yeah. Mario Kart came way after. Because they wanted to make a multiplayer F-Zero, but they thought that was too fast. They couldn't handle it. So they made a slower thing, Go-Karts, Mario characters. That's Mario Kart.
And it's Super Mario Kart and Mario Kart Super Circuit are like the only Mario Karts I don't like.
Yeah, the 2D Mario Karts I don't think are... I don't think...
Those are like the only ones I don't like.
People there's people that like swear by Super Mario Kart on Super Nintendo. I think that game's aged like garbage. Yeah. I'm a firm believer. And a lot of people disagree. I see so many people being like, hard to beat the original. I think for most Nintendo games that started like a long time ago, 80s and 90s, the first one sucks dick. Yeah. I think the first Metroid sucks. Yeah. I think Zelda 1 isn't really that great. Yeah. I think F-Zero 1's like fine. Yeah. Super Mario Kart I don't think is that great. Definitely not Mario. The first Mario is still really good. But there's a lot Kirby's Dream Land. Yeah. I don't think that game's all that great. It doesn't even have the copy abilities. That game's like 5 minutes long. It's super short. Yeah. A lot of Nintendo properties, I think the first one's like not that great. Yeah. I think like 2 or 3rd ones when they really got it.
They were good concept starts. Yeah. That's really all you can say for it.
I just hate the idea that hard to argue with the original. I hate the idea that just because it's the first one that it's good. Yeah. It can be classic. You can have nostalgia for it, but don't tell me it's a good game just because.
Look at Mario Land, then look at Mario Land 2.
Yeah, like, Mario Land 1 is like
ass. It is ass.
I wouldn't say it's ass, but it's certainly not very great. Mario Land 2 is way better.
Yeah, I love Mario Land 2.
I mean, granted, I've only played each one like one time.
Yeah.
But yeah, 2 is definitely better than 1 by a mile. What about like 3D games? What are like the games where like the first 3D one was bad and then they're... Cause like...
Do you feel Super Mario Galaxy 2 is better?
I think Mario Galaxy 2 is better than Mario Galaxy 1. That's not like the first Mario game is a thing. I mean, a lot of people like the story of Mario Galaxy 1. I think the story of Mario Galaxy 1 is stupid baby Disney bullshit. And I know people hate me for saying that, but
that's your opinion.
That's just me. I just hate like girly princess bullshit. Yeah. I hate Disney. I've always hated Disney princesses. I hate like cosmics, the stars and the babies. It's just, I just think it's lame. Yeah. I'm sorry. I know people find that endearing and are
kind of like deep in a sense.
Poetic. I know people find it really poetic, but I just find it's just too lame for me.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just don't like it. Hey, you know what I think is a good game?
What?
Metroid Prime.
I'm looking forward. We didn't even talk about the leak. We didn't even talk about the leak.
That's what I'm trying to get into. I'm trying to bring up the leak again. I've got more screen room than you do. There you go. Fixed it.
Of course you do. You own this channel.
I own. An hour in, I fixed that.
Yeah,
sorry.
Want more Brady Bam?
Want more Brady? More Brady. Get more Brady.
Oh my god.
Oh, I thought that was going to lean forward, but that just kind of like... Brrr.
Oh my god, I wonder how that sounds on there.
Oh, it's probably going to sound like... Yeah. Well, they can't... This microphone's like... I need more room. It's because the... From my view, the tripod's blocking the preview, so it's kind of hard to see your side of things. But, that leak, Best Buy leaked. So what happens is, you know, when games are not announced yet, sometimes they'll show up in the system, the database. Yeah. You're gonna have access to this stuff too. There's gonna be times when you'll see titles in the system.
I won't say a goddamn thing because I'm not losing my job.
You better tell me though. Right. I was like, how does this go? The ear thing? That's it. Like, I don't know how I couldn't... Where'd the muscle memory for this go? And I was like, looking at the preview, it didn't look right.
I don't know. If you're mirrored, right, then you're like... You're like, how do I...
Yeah, I guess that was it. Well, I was looking at myself, not just doing it. Anyway. Yeah, Nick would tell me about some of the stuff he would find in the system before it was out. One time, he found something that was listed... a plush Pepe with sound. And we thought it was that stupid freaking green frog that I can't... It's not really a 4chan. I think it's a meme in general. Yeah. I hate that wrinkly frog. I think he's gross, and I've always hated looking at it. It turned out to be Pepe Le Pew from Looney Tunes. So that was like, oh, good. We're not selling memes at EB Games. Thank God. Yeah.
I think the only thing that I kind of had like an insight on was the Diablo amiibo.
Oh, yeah.
There was no actual given date. And as soon as I seen it in my system, I was like, well, looks like I'm camping out for that. And then
you don't even like
it didn't even work. It didn't even work.
Oh yeah.
Because like
they didn't have it.
They didn't have it. And then like they shipped them later. And then mom on Twitter, True on Gasm. Yeah, went and
it's weird when you call her mom because that's her Twitter username, and I just think it's not even weird because it's like what a mom is.
But you're thinking about like my mom?
No, it's just, I think of Mom from Martin Mystery, which is why it's weird to me. I don't like what I don't know.
True Orgasm sent me it. From
that was awesome.
I was like you're the best. You're the best mom.
Yeah. That's awesome.
But yeah, that was like the only insight I had.
And you guys ended up getting them in later.
Yeah, and then like the next day I show up, I was like, oh, how's it going? And then I seen like 8 of them, and I was like, and I left. I was like, whatever, just more for the public.
Yeah, you've never played Diablo, have you?
I've watched my friend, and I think I took over the keyboard once when he was playing Diablo 3 when it was on the PC, and then I was like, I can't do this.
It's not my kind of game. Yeah. Like, the game where the camera's, like, way up here, looking down, you're kind of clicking like it's RuneScape, but just, I don't...
It's definitely my favorite amiibo, that's for sure.
I remember when they announced the Dark Souls amiibo, you're like, I'm not getting it.
I got home from work and I was tired. I was like, man, I was already making, like, predictions as what's going on, and you're like, just skip to the end. Yeah. And it was Smash Bros, and I was wild. And then, they announced the Diablo, Dark Souls amiibo, and I was just like, I'll buy it, but I'm not gonna like it.
I said I'll get it, but I'll put it in the back.
Yeah, I'll put it in the back.
You've never been a fan of Souls, yeah.
I think I actually have them up at the front right now, just because like I have like the third-party row and like Animal Crossing.
I remember when I saw a Solaire cosplayer at Anime Next in New Jersey last year. I wanted a picture of him, and they did this, and I was like, no, can you have pose your sword and shield? And I took a picture of that instead, and I put it on Twitter, and so many people got mad at me, because I knew people were like, what are you going to do the pose? It's like, I think I said something like, he like tried to give me a hug or something, and I said that was dumb and made him pose the sword and shield instead. People were so furious. I knew people would get mad at that, but it was hilarious.
God, if you thought that was unruly of James the Dude, you should have been with him on the trip, because...
Oh yeah, man. We talked about that podcast a lot, like 6 podcasts ago. But like,
I'm sure we brought it up plenty of times.
I was wilding in New Jersey. Yeah, I was getting
the leak.
So they leaked. So basically, what happened is the Best Buy, the Best Buy employees. Have access to their databases, and there's stuff in the database that's not public knowledge yet, which doesn't happen often. It has happened at EB Games, but usually EB Games employees are a little more secretive about it. Yeah. Best Buy employees, fuck it, anybody can work at Best Buy. I think at EB Games you have to be like 20 to work there or something.
You can be 15. You're not allowed to sell mature
15?
games.
You have to be 16 to have a job. Period.
You can actually start at Subway like at 15 in like places. You're actually allowed to start at 15. It's just you're not allowed to handle like any like hot food or grease or anything like that if you're in a fast food.
Then why even? That's all you do.
It's
there.
Extra hands, right?
Yeah.
And you also get the learning experience. But I applied at EB when I was like 16, and then I just finally got in at 22.
Yeah.
So, That was terrible.
The leak. So we are like the worst for staying on topic. Yeah. So they leaked in the database was Metroid Prime Trilogy, which was previously leaked on the Italian Amazon, which a lot of people thought ended up to be fake, but there might be some truth to that now because it's in the Best Buy database, and this stuff seems real. Yeah. Also leaked was I don't remember.
Persona S.
Persona S for
Persona
Switch.
5S, yes.
For Switch.
And I was like, an S? That must mean Switch or Persona 5s. You get multiple Persona 5s.
Because they announced recently like Persona 5 R.
Yeah, which is
for PlayStation, which is gonna have it's a new version of Persona 5 that has a female protagonist. Yeah. So I don't know if that's gonna. That must be. I don't know if that's gonna be a Vita or just PS4. But yeah, there's also going to be a Switch version of that apparently, according to this Best Buy leak. And the third thing was A Link to the Past for Switch, which is interesting because they're remaking A Link's Awakening. So maybe that's the
Could you imagine doing a bundle with that?
Link's Awakening and I don't know, but what I'm thinking is they said they want to do a Zelda on Switch every year. Yeah. So this year's Zelda on Switch might be Link's Awakening. Next year's might be some sort of remake of A Link to the Past.
And then maybe Twilight Princess HD or something.
Or I was hoping I was thinking they were just going to port Wind Waker HD.
I'm hoping that they're going to port Wind Waker HD. I would love to play that on the go.
I want Wind Waker and Twilight Princess on the Switch because I love those games a lot. Wind Waker more so than Twilight Princess, but like man, those are good ass games. And I have them on the Wii U, but I mean being able to play them on a handheld, that would be awesome, man. But yeah, so I'm kind of hoping if that Link's Awakening or Link to the Past thing, is like a real thing. I kind of hope it's not just the same sort of thing as Link Between Worlds. I hope it's like a real 3D remake where the camera's like behind you and
like
it's
third person view.
Yeah, kind of like styled after like Ocarina's gameplay, like all the or maybe a Breath of the Wild's gameplay or something like that. But it's like a Link to the Past map and that whole thing.
Speaking about Breath of the Wild, Monolith is back at hiring people.
Monolith song?
Yeah.
They're the people who made like Xenoblade, right?
Yeah, Xenoblade and Breath of the Wild, they worked on that.
Okay.
They're hiring to make another Zelda game.
Oh, I heard about that,
And there was like some concept art given. And people were like looking into this artwork, and it's like there's a knight, and then there's a goddess statue, and it's like this like weird rune temple.
This must have been leaked or something.
No, it was in public view, and people were really analyzing this, and they found there was like the Loftwing and the Triforce seal.
Oh, so people think they're gonna port Skyward Sword to Switch.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Or they could be just working on a whole new thing, and like and people like want Zelda to stray away from being just Link and having like a female protagonist. If that's the case, who better than Zelda, right?
Yeah.
I'd love to play a game.
I mean, it's called Legend of Zelda. I may as well play
Legend of Zelda. Like, give me that.
It's funny because the only 2 Zelda games where you play as Zelda are freaking
Wanda Gamelon.
I don't know. Is Wanda Gamelon the first one? The second and third Zelda CDI games, you play as Zelda, and it's like
it's not even good.
It's terrible goddamn games. But they could do that.
Yeah.
You play as a Zelda instead of Link or something like. Yeah, what's wrong with that? It's like high time, you know. It's interesting because like I see a lot of people like whenever there's like a female protagonist, you get all those like angry, ridiculous people being like, forced representation. But I mean, like, no, it's a business decision. Like what I've noticed myself is my videos on horror games, because I have access to my own analytics, and my videos on horror games often have a much bigger female demographic than anything else. And by extension, those videos get more views.
Yeah.
And I think a big reason that girls are really into the horror genre, more so than some other genres, is because a lot of horror games you can play as girls.
Yeah.
The Resident Evil series has always been like that.
Yeah.
In 1, 2, and 3, you can play as a girl.
Yeah.
Some of the Silent Hill Silent Hill 3 you play as Heather Mason. The whole Fatal Frame series you play as a female. Clock Tower is a female female protagonists are everywhere in horror games, and I think that might be why girls like horror games. And like any girl I know who's like into like more recent games, it's always stuff like Assassin's Creed Syndicate or Assassin's Creed the new one Odyssey, or it's like Mass Effect. And it's like they always say stuff where you can play as a girl, and I'm starting to think like maybe they're doing that so they can sell more copies to people that don't, you know. So that's all it is.
From the perspective,
it's just a business decision. Right? So like honestly, if they made it so you can Zelda game where you play as Zelda, boom, that's just a bigger demographic. The end.
Yeah,
that's all it is.
Yeah.
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 I don't know why people gotta get mad about that shit. It's stupid as hell. But yeah.
I mean, there's people that get mad about playing as black people. Like it's
when like Watch Dogs 2 came out and you play as a black guy, forced representation. It's like it's just, can you not play as a black? Like it's just a black guy.
It's a person. It's a person. It's just a person.
For the record, Marcus was a way better character than Aiden Pierce.
Yeah.
Aiden Pierce was, I'm a hacker man, and my niece is gone or something, and and it was like, I don't know, it was like the lamest, just boring ass protagonist. But Marcus was a great character. Marcus was cool. It was well written. He was like really fun to play as, and he was
Yeah. If
I mean, this is because he was just a more well written character, not because he's a black guy. But I mean, just for the record, like just coincidentally, I'd much rather play as Marcus than Aiden.
Yeah. But yeah, with these leaks and these HD remasters and trilogies and stuff, I'm still out here holding for. I know you don't care for it as much. It's probably your least favorite 3D Mario game. I want 3D. I want 3D World ported because I didn't get to experience that, as well as I feel it would fill in the gap for a 3D Mario.
Yeah. See what I want. I want Odyssey 2.
Like that's what I'm saying. Like if they're gonna do Zelda every year and be like, Zelda remaster, brand new game. Remaster, new game.
Yeah.
They could do that with Mario. Oh, here's that port. Here's that port you guys want. Yeah. Here's the new 3D Mario.
Yeah. The question is, I wonder what series sells more. When we're just talking about main series, what sells more, Zelda or Mario games? I don't know. I feel like Mario games probably sell more.
Mario probably does.
The new Super Mario's games sell ridiculous amounts of money. They sell way more than like the 3D Mario games, which is weird. But it's just marketing.
What were like the 3 best Zelda games that sold? Ocarina of Time.
Breath of the Wild is the best selling Zelda game.
Yeah, they beat Ocarina of Time.
Believe it or not, which is crazy to think about. But that's I think Twilight Princess is one of the best selling Zelda games. That's because that released at a time where like they were giving the fans they wanted like a more darker, mature Zelda game. And honestly, I would like them to try again at a darker, more mature Zelda game, because I like I like when Zelda's lighthearted and silly and cartoony.
See, that's where that concept art was coming from. People were theorizing, okay, it's going to be maybe like a little darker.
Oh, okay,
tone.
yeah.
I think that would definitely be cool, especially with Zelda as the main role.
But I don't think Zelda has to be one or the other. Zelda's like a chameleon.
Yeah.
Zelda can be anything, whatever it,
feels
cartoony,
like. It can be.
It can look different depending on the mood. And I feel like, Breath of the Wild was like colorful and a little more lighthearted. I think if they did another like Twilight Princess style, like not even Twilight, like Majora's Mask.
Yeah.
That was the grittier one that was really clever. And if they did another like kind of somber one, like more so like Majora's Mask, because Twilight Princess felt it was trying a little too hard to be dark. It kind of came off as like not edgy, but just kind of like. I don't know. I felt like they kind of missed the note. It's like, okay, I feel you guys are trying a little bit too hard.
Could you imagine like a Breath of the Wild style like Majora's Mask? Like,
I don't know.
That'd be ridiculous.
That'd be kind of weird.
Like that would be like so big.
Oh, you mean like Breath of the Wild, like not in graphics but in world?
Yeah, like in world comparison.
I think that would be too big because like,
that would be ridiculous.
I think what's so good about Majora's Mask is the world's considerably smaller than most Zelda games, but it is more tightly packed and interconnected.
Each section has so much to do, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So much to do, so much to see.
So what's wrong with taking 3 days?
But one thing I was going to say about Metroid Prime Trilogy, they're really going to have to overhaul Metroid Prime 3 to work on a Switch. Because, like, they're probably going to need it to work in handheld mode, and you can't use the motion controls in handheld mode, obviously.
Yeah.
So, like, Metroid Prime 1 and 2, you can probably just use the old GameCube controls. But 3, they're going to have to totally change because there's, like, you use a nunchuck to use the grapple beam. There's those parts you got to put your arm cannon in and twist the remote and pull back out. To do stuff like that, they're gonna have to change all that.
There are more buttons on the Switch than there are with the
than the GameCube controller. Because you got R3 and L3.
Yeah.
Or I think they just call it like
R the front
circle and
back
L circle.
You never, left, right.
The way they kind of show the clicking of the sticks, they never like say it out loud. It's just like shows R stick and L stick.
Yeah.
But I guess people just traditionally call it L3 and R3 because that's what PlayStation always call it. But like clicking, you can click in the sticks, and you got the one extra shoulder button on the left. Yeah. That was weird that like the GameCube had like 2 shoulder buttons on one side, not the other side, and like it made sense because it was coming off the N64 that had the Z button,
the Z button for the Americans.
You wanted my alphabet to rhyme, so I changed the fucking letters sounding fucking children. I'm just joking. I mean, I get people making fun of me for saying Z all the time. It's like, why Z? Because you want your alphabet to rhyme? Okay. There's more important implementations than whether or not something rhymes.
Learn how to spell. Don't ask.
I'm just being...
Mitty.
I'm just being sour over people making fun of me. That's all.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Yeah. Yeah, they're probably going to have to change that a lot. But, I mean, they could do it, I'm sure. But, I mean, if not, they might make 3 only playable with the detached Joy-Cons, but even then, like, because the way the Wii detects where it is, because it can detect the tilting, is the sensor bar that's on top of the TV, and the Wii U, or not the Wii U, Switch doesn't have that, so I don't know, because there is a sensor in one of the controllers.
Yeah.
I don't know if that can sense this kind of thing, I don't know what that can do, who knows.
Probably the gyro in it.
I know, but the gyro wouldn't be able to figure out where it is this way. The gyro can only detect tilting is the thing. So yeah, I don't know.
Well, maybe they could implement the tilting into synchronizing that. Like if you were to bring it upwards, it would aim up and then down and then.
Well, I'm talking about the parts we have to do with the arm cannon. I don't know.
Well,
if
that could be signaled to like the HD.
That's one of well, I'm gonna say like. What do you mean HD what?
Or not the HD rumble. The
gyro sensor. Because Brady,
stick.
The PlayStation. Oh yeah, the right stick.
Yeah.
I was gonna say like the PlayStation VR.
Yeah.
Helmet. Is it a helmet? VR headset.
VR headset.
The VR headset. If you cover up all those lights, it can only.
It can't read that. Yeah.
It can only read this. It can't read where you are. It can only because that has a gyro built in, but it needs a camera to tell where you are physically.
I don't know.
I don't know how that's gonna work.
If Nintendo can somehow do the Kid Icarus Uprising game.
What?
That control scheme was wild. Man.
It was not good. It was hand cramping.
It was wild. It was bad.
I beat that game. Just because it was the only thing I had to play in the toilet.
I thought it was okay, but like
it was okay. Yeah, I didn't love it.
It needs to be a little bit better.
Animal Crossing Switch, please come out soon.
Yeah, that's another one I really like. I like Animal Crossing.
Have you played many Animal Crossing games?
I played the first one, and then I partnered in playing City Folk. That's the
Wii one.
The Wii one, yeah. With my cousin.
City Folk is weird. Like you could use a nunchuck, but you could also just like aim at the screen and click on where you want to go. It's like what is?
I was more of a My Sims type of guy. No.
What?
No.
My Sims
not
sucks.
I bought the DS one. And I was like, man, Dorny. This is stupid.
Do they still have the sim noises in My Sims?
Yeah, I think so.
Good, because like that's what makes the Sims the Sims.
Yeah, they're like wabba
but
Dorny.
Really want Pikmin 4 and Animal Crossing Switch. Those are like honestly the two things I want.
Man, those 4 games are really in.
Because I was
really in production.
4th game.
Yeah, fourth game.
I was gonna say what
4
games?
Those
2
4th
games.
Those 4th installments.
There's that damn 4th Pikmin game.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, because everything else I was, like, really looking forward to so far this year. Like, Resident Evil 2 Remake and Sekiro both came out, and I've been playing the crap out of those, and those are amazing. So, like, I guess Cyberpunk 2077, I'm really excited for that. That game looks really good.
Yeah.
I don't know when that's coming out, though. But, yeah, come on, hurry up with Pikmin 4. Oh, Metroid Prime 4, but that won't be for a while.
No, that's why I think this trilogy is definitely going to be a good holdover. Because they started production all over again.
Yeah, it'll mull people over for sure.
Yeah.
But, power to Nintendo for starting over if they weren't satisfied with how it was going. And they're bringing Retro in to do that. Yeah. So it's like, okay, well, yeah, I feel more confident in it now. Just sucks it's going to take a little bit longer to...
It's going to take some time to make some Prime.
Honestly, please give us an E3 trailer this year, even if you have nothing. Even if it's just Samus's 3D model walking down a corridor.
And Samus just sitting down reading the newspaper.
Yeah, I just want to see what the... even if it's that, honestly. I just want to see what the graphics look like on Switch. I just want to see I just want to see HD Metroid graphics. That's all I want to see. That's all I need for now. You can save the actual gameplay for 2 years later. Just give us something. Yeah. But, is that the end of the podcast?
Yeah, I guess this is the end of the podcast.
All right, later.
See ya.